Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, Sayın Bakanım, Türkiye İhracatçılar Meclisi'nin Sayın Başkanı, kıymetli konuşmacılar, değerli misafirler. Brüksel'den hepinizi saygı ve sevgiyle selamlıyoruz. İsmim Ceyhun Emre DOİRU. Öncelikle herkesin, hepinizin, sizlerin ve sevdiklerinizin sağlıklı olduğunu umuyorum. Türkiye İnovasyon Haftası'nın 8.sini bu sene düzenliyor Türkiye İhracatçılar Meclisi. Ve malumunuz Covid koşulları nedeniyle bu sene ilk defa çevrim içi olarak düzenleniyor. Yanımda çok değerli bir konuğum var. Amazon Avrupa ve Türkiye Kurumsal İlişkiler Direktörü Eirini ZAFEIRATOU. Eirini, welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Türkiye İnovasyon Haftası'nın bu bölümünde özellikle inovasyon ve ihracat arasındaki ilişkiyi konuşacağız Eirini ile. Malumunuz Covid-19 pandemisiyle beraber 2020 yılında hayatımız önemli ölçüde değişti. Hepimiz bugüne kadarki bazı alışkanlıklarımızdan vazgeçmek ve bazı alışkanlıklarımızı yeniden değerlendirmek durumunda kaldık. Bunların başında hayatımızın birbirine ne kadar bağımlı olduğu geliyor aslına bakarsanız. Küresel ekonominin, bütün dünyanın birbiriyle olan ilişkilerinin ne kadar girift olduğunu bir kez daha idrak etmek durumunda kaldık. Özellikle küresel tedarik zincirlerinin içerisindeki en ufak bir kırılmanın hayatımızı ne kadar derinden etkileyebileceğini tekrar anladık. Bu anlamda uluslararası ticaretin, inovasyonun önemini tekrar gördük. Dünya ekonomisinin 80 trilyon doları aştığı, özellikle küresel ihracatın 20 trilyon dolar hacmine ulaştığı bir dönemde küresel ekonominin bu kadar birbirine bağımlı olması bizi tekrar uluslararası ticaret hakkında düşünmeye itiyor. Bu Türkiye için de geçerli. İhracatın artması, ihracata yapılan her türlü iyileştirme ülkemize verimlilik, istihdam ve katma değer olarak geri dönüyor. Covid-19 pandemisinin hayatımızda idrak etmemize neden olduğu diğer bir konu ise teknoloji ve inovasyonun ne kadar önemli olduğu. İnovasyon sayesinde hayatımızda, özel hayatımızda ya da iş hayatımızda bazı konuları devam ettirme fırsatı bulabildik. Hepimiz teknolojinin ne kadar önemli olduğunu bir kez daha idrak ettik. Özellikle ihracat ve inovasyon arasındaki farkı da tekrar görmüş olduk. Yapılan araştırmalar inovasyon kapasitesini arttıran şirketlerin ihracat konusunda daha başarılı olduklarını gösteriyor. Bu tam tersi olarak da geçerli. Yani ihracat yapan şirketler özellikle küresel bilgi akışını elde ederek kendi inovasyon kapasitelerini arttırabiliyorlar. Ülkemiz açısından baktığımızda bu durumu Sayın Başkan çok net bir şekilde özetledi. Türkiye için ihracat, ihracat için inovasyon şart. İnovasyon ve ihracat arasındaki ilişkiden bahsederken Amazon'dan konuşmamak olmaz. Çünkü teknolojiyi bir kaldıraç olarak kullanan bir küresel perakende şirketi. Bunu konuşmak için bugün Amazon Avrupa ve Türkiye Kurumsal İlişkiler Direktörü Eirini ZAFEIRATOU bizimle. Amazon 2018 yılında Türkiye'de çalışmalarına başladı, yatırım yaptı ve o günden beri büyüyor. Bu vesileyle Türkiye'deki müteşebbisleri daha yakından tanıma ve Türkiye'deki müteşebbislerin ihracatını geliştirme gibi bir gündemleri de var. Ben lafı daha fazla uzatmadan Eirini'ye dönmek istiyorum. So Eirini, welcome to the 8th Innovation Week of Turkey.
Well, thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here to the already 8th Innovation Week of the Turkish Exporter Assembly. And thank you very much to you and to the President of the Assembly, Mr. İsmail Yule, that has invited me here. Happy to be in the virtual assembly and happy to see you also in the physical one next year, I hope.
Thank you. So talking about innovation and exports, we know that Amazon stands at the nexus of innovation and exports, and you help companies to reach millions of customers worldwide. So what is your take on the connection between innovation and exports?
Well, I think the biggest innovation that we are working at Amazon and I think online commerce has brought to the export sector is the ability to leverage the logistics and the infrastructure that all of the online marketplaces and logistics carriers are building in order to allow the democratization of online commerce. So small and big companies that are in urban areas and in rural areas, they are able to use the online medium to reach very far audiences and customers abroad. So our innovation efforts at Amazon, they center to bring these very far customer markets at very low cost to Turkish exporters.
Okay. I know that this year has been quite busy for you. I mean, you had to deal with a lot of things already, but you also oversee a large geography. And obviously, COVID-19 crisis, what an unprecedented crisis all around the world. So you had to deal with various issues, and you used your ability to connect with customers, employees, and governments to manage the crisis. So what is your overall take of this COVID-19 crisis?
Well, I think our biggest take and mission, and what we've been doing in the past few months is to foster the collaboration between the industry and the government to combat the crisis. Since the start of the crisis, we've seen that this has been a global pandemic that has affected all of the economies and all of the markets alike. There has been a very big constraint on the supply chain. Goods could not circulate across the borders. We have had a very big stop and constraint in the global economy. Customers stopped consuming the goods, focused on dailies. And our job has been to, first of all, work with the European Union and the governments to enable the goods to cross the borders, because we had border shutdowns. Second of all, we've worked very closely with the governments to bring to the hospitals and to the public infrastructures all of the personal protective gear, such as masks and test kits and everything that was needed during that period. For example, here in Turkey, we worked very closely with the government and the municipalities to bring the masks and protective gears to all the elderly in the major cities in Turkey. In the UK, we've been working very closely with the national health system and with the government and other retailers to use the logistics delivery to the home door of the test kits that the government was distributing to the population to test at large scale. And more broadly, we have been working with governments and with stakeholders to bring all of the protective gear that was produced in China and elsewhere into Europe through charter flights and distribute it to the right places. But most importantly, I think our first and foremost concern during that period has been the safety of the workers of Amazon, all of the frontline logistics workers in the floor shop, whose job has been to keep all of us safe. And we had to work very hard to put safety and health protection measures in place, more than 150 procedures in all of our logistics centers. This has been a major effort. We've been working together with the government, the labor and health authorities, and with the trade unions to protect the health of our workers.
As a result of the COVID-19 crisis, we once again understood the importance of the retail sector. Obviously, it was a very important sector during the crisis. As you said, the COVID-19 heroes, the retail sector workers, really helped us to stay safe at home. So how do you see this transformation of the retail sector and especially the actors in the sector as a representative of a global retail company? Do you think the retail sector will transform to another direction? And how do you think the retail companies responded to the crisis?
Well, it is true that all of the retailers faced a huge demand since the start of the pandemic and had to very quickly make face to upgrade their systems, upgrade their logistic capacity, find new ways of doing things. I think in reality, the transformation of the retail sector had already started a long time ago, but this COVID crisis accelerated the trend. And the trend is that the consumer are browsing online and are buying in the physical store in a complementary way. And the COVID crisis has fostered all of these new innovative ways of delivery in the store, click and collect, various other forms of shopping and delivering. And I think this omni-channel presence, so physical retailers upgrading their physical capacity and logistics capacity to sell online, and online retailers also finding new ways to leverage their presence, I think is a trend that is here to stay.
And Amazon has launched in Turkey in September 2018, and you have been growing since then. Obviously, you made a lot of connections with Turkish entrepreneurs, Turkish merchants, and I know that you have been involved in some projects to work together with them to increase Turkey's cross-border trade. So how would you assess Turkey's innovation environment, especially with regards to exports? And I also would like to know whether this COVID-19 crisis changed your plans for Turkey.
Well, I think we've launched in Turkey almost now 2 years ago in September 18, and I have to say, what a journey. It hasn't at all changed our plans and our determination to work with our Turkish customers and all of the consumers and these businesses. We have had, since the first day in Turkey, planned to build on the work that you're doing with the Exporters Assembly here to export Turkish products and entrepreneurship to the rest of the world. This program has been going very well. We've launched the BitClick Avrupa together with our partners, the Bogazizi University and the TOBB, the Chambers Assembly for Commerce. So this is an effort where we are training and bringing online Turkish entrepreneurs, all of our selling partners, with the aim to sell Turkish products to the marketplaces that we have in Europe, so in the UK, in Germany, Italy, Spain and France, but also and more broadly to North America, Japan and India. So through this program we have opened now 180 markets where customers can access the products of Turkish entrepreneurs. The thrust of the program has been to provide training sessions to the 20 chambers in Anatolia and throughout Turkey, together with our partners. We have had overwhelming response since we launched last year. Between October and March, we have had more than 2,000 entrepreneurs, which was very well our target, joining the sessions of the program. Then we had to stop physical sessions, of course, and do webinars online. But we have been very solicited and the program is going very well. Traditionally, Turkey, of course, has been a leader in exporting electronic consumers goods and other goods. But we now see that more traditional products and Denizli towels and Turkish coffee machines from Arzum are now great success stories abroad and have been exporting greatly in Europe and in North America.
So one of the leadership principles of Amazon is customer obsession. And of course, everybody has in mind one important question, which is consumer behavior, right? So with the COVID-19 crisis, obviously we see a lot of changes in consumer behavior, but we also have this question whether this is temporary or permanent. So what is your take of consumer behavior and their shopping experiences, and whether there will be a distinction between online and offline shopping?
I think sometimes the distinction between online and offline shopping is artificial. I think, as you said, the customer obsession means that we follow what the customer wants, and we've very consistently observed that customers love to browse the internet and to then compare prices and to find the products they love and buy them in a physical store or vice versa. So we do not interpret the offline and online selling as two separate segments, but in fact very much part of the same marketplace and part of the same experience. And it is true that the companies who are leveraging now their online channels are the ones that are taking into account all of those consumer trends. And in any case, we do not see any substitution of offline and physical retailing from online, because we know that everybody wants the physical contact, and especially at this difficult time, people are looking forward to go back to the shops and have a human health and an advice, and we believe this is the way forward. Mm-hmm. We just observe that there are very many innovative ways on the delivery side of things. We think see click and collect, we see curbside collection, we see the number of other innovative solutions, and we think this is the trend.
So as I understand, there is a transformation going on in the retail sector, but that transformation does not create an online and offline distinction, but rather a transformation towards multi-channel shopping. So if multi-channel is the future of the retail sector, what kind of innovative capabilities should the companies have in order to provide their products and services to the customers?
I think there's an opportunity, first of all. I think if you look at all the surveys, and in particular global data and others that have been surveying the consumer behavior and the growth of the market segments under COVID, you will see that there's been a growth of the physical retailing and online selling overall. So the opportunity is there. I think there are two key messages I'd like to underline here. I think the opportunity is first and foremost the online channel opening new markets to local entrepreneurs. So this is now cheaper, more than ever, through the online marketplaces for small local businesses to open up to new markets across the border. And that is the more important now under COVID to create a new lifeline and revenue line for the businesses where we know that physical selling may be restricted by the government. So it's both important to open new markets, but also important to bring all of the entrepreneurs online. And this is why we applaud the efforts of the government of Turkey to bring digital means, digital training, and digital tools to all the small businesses and get them to sell online.
Eirini, thank you very much for being with us today and sharing your thoughts about the transformation of the retail sector. So we are very much looking forward to seeing you in Turkey, hopefully next time.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Congratulations to the Turkish Exporters Assembly. Looking very much forward to seeing you in the next edition.